Hey there, gang. Happy Halloween month. Actually, I'm driving in July, but I want to tell you some scary stories only because I am in my old haunts neighborhood where I used to live in Chicago. It's a neighborhood called Killdeer. Killdeer is about 40 some miles northwest of Chicago. Beautiful suburb here. Cody's here. Come here, Cody, say hi. Come here. Hey. Anyway, driving through, and there, one of our viewers, Nancy Paradis, I hope I'm pronouncing it right, Nancy, last Halloween, and I've gotten some requests for this, is tell us some of the stories, and hearing stories of your parents and how they scared you at Halloween. Now, our family for Halloween was crazy for Halloween. We were the house where other suburbs, they come from other suburbs to see the decorations on our lawn, from the Frankenstein lab to the mummy to the Wolfman to pirates and gibbets, and then we had Sparky. We had Sparky, the guy being electrocuted. I bought many years ago it was crazy. It was made in California for a set. Oh, Universal Pictures. I had like the actual Frankenstein and Bride of Frankenstein. They were made of foam. They were like props for promotion. So yes, back to Sparky. Sparky was, he had a computerized program. He was on air compressor and how'd you like to get fried? Sit on my lap, lady, and all this funny stuff. And of course, the inside of the house, we had the crazy haunted hallway where I would wait with an air compressor hose and scare the living daylights out of the kid. And then when you come out, and I still have a couple of these things, I saved the best, where the guy would come, the screamer would come flying out of the coffin. And it was on, air compressors, crazy stuff. So of course, I had to tell some fables, some legends here in the neighborhood. There was an old farm. I just went by. I wanted to show you guys an old silo in the woods. I actually, if I can find the clip from a murder, I actually went there for a murder story to where the girls were killed, or the girl was killed by a farm or and I was like, well, I'll go to Old Man McGregor's. That's what it wasn't Old Man McGregor, but that's what I called it. Wasn't that from Peter Rabbit? Anyway, Old Man McGregor, I'd say, he would wait for the children in here. And I drive by at night, this farm that was overgrown in the woods, abandoned from the 1800s. And he would wait, and he had his pitchfork. He would wait for you, and if you trespassed, he would chase you and stab you. And so Nancy Paradis, she was sharing the story in the comment of her father would bring her, I think it was Nancy, it was your sister, and you guys would come down the road, and Nancy specifically said he would play the 8-track, so that dates us. For me, that's 7th grade, and probably the same age, and play the horror and Halloween sounds. And then all of a sudden he would secretly turn the lights off, and they would scream, and he'd turn the lights back on. Headless Horseman! And they'd scream and they'd laugh. They loved it. And so I did, I think I mentioned a live stream, some of the stuff I did, and Nancy and maybe a few others were like, tell the story. So here it is. I happened to be in the area passing through Chicago, and I had made a note last year, if you go by, you got to tell some of the stories. So Old Man McGregor, then by my house, which is north of here in Hawthorne Woods, we had a weird phenomenon, a weird thing that was in the woods. There was where you could drive a gravel road, and I don't know why I went through there at night I was going to scare the boys, and there in the tree hanging was this, like, at the carnival, the stuffed lions or the stuffed animals, it was a lion, and it was hanging in the tree, but was weird. There were women's clothes, like a murder scene or something, sequin dress. And I said, the lion cat killed a woman. We got to go look. And I shined the brights and I'd scream. I backed the car up because it was about 20 feet in the woods and there were no leaves. It's Halloween, leaves are coming down. It's the lion cat. So for years, the lion cat would be seen outside our house. And the climax was when all the kids were over. And you know what? I was a nutcase, I have to admit. I got the lion cat out of the tree and I put it in our backyard where you could see it from our bedroom window. And all the kids for Halloween, it was the night before Halloween, all in my bedroom and watching Scary Movie. And I had rigged the room with fishing line to like some props, like there was an angel statue under the TV. And I went to the trouble of fishing line all the way around by the bed. And and I'm like, and then I had this thing called Ghost Radar. It was on, you can still probably get it. It was on the iPad, an app. And it's, the ghost, it's showing the presence of this ghost. Who's the mischievous ghost? Anyway, I'll think of it. And they're all like really scared. And then I would secretly pull the string and the angel statue like moved. And then I thought, well, it would be a good idea to connect the line also to the phone. The old phones that, cordless phones. We don't even have those anymore. And I had it going around and I connected it to the TV remote control so it would be easy to find. So at the same time, like after that, and they're screaming, I pick up the TV and I pulled too hard and I had it like rigged to go up. And it actually, the phone came off and it hit the wall and it was climbing the wall like The Exorcist or something. And they all went tearing out of the room. It was just chaos. And of course, what I did then is they ran downstairs. There was like 6 of them, Aaron and Kevin and Ryan and Nathan and Danny. And I don't know if Kyle was there, and there were some others. And of course, I broke the fishing line and I got all the fishing line and hit it. Of course, they came back and they're looking at the angel and no fishing lines. It's like, so for years. And when I finally told Danny and Nathan, they were like so disappointed because there was like, was it Moleki? What's the guy in the movie Thor, the villain brother, whatever his name is, I think that was the mischievous ghost. So anyway, so the big story was, and this is a crazy story. So I am on Long Grove Road now, Old Long Grove Road. And again, these are the haunts that we would take. So in the old haunts here, come down this road to the 1-lane bridge up ahead. There's a couple of roads that I would take my young son, Danny, who is now in his mid-20s, at night. The really great story, the best story, I think, is down this road we're on right now, Old Long Grove Road. And I would take, at nighttime, I took Danny, and several times, living very near here, we turned down this lane, Woodland Lane, but I called it Woodsy Lane. Let's go down, see Woodsy Lane, and let's see the guy in the window. Who's the guy in the window, Dad? Well, at the end, there's a mansion back here, and there's a guy who sits in front of a giant round window, and he has a bag on his head, and he's just sitting there. What? A bag on his head? Why? I don't know. But he just sits there with a bag on his head. I don't know where I came up with this, but I had come down this road for some reason, and I noticed this spooky house down here. Let's go to the end, and it's down here on the left. There's like a little turnaround cul-de-sac, and Killdeer is absolutely beautiful. It's just the neatest area of, it reminds me of Vermont or New England. So there it is. I don't know if we can see the round window, but let's just pull in here real quick. I don't think they'll mind. There's no gate. So if you look over up ahead to the left, and I'll point the phone up. I'm going to pull right up. See this giant window? Okay. and there was a guy sitting there, but we were so far away. I'm going to back out of here now. I don't want these people to think, who's this intruder? And, it's at night and the lights in the house are dim. And there's the guy. Now, so for several times we'd come and we'd see the guy with the bag on his head. Of course, he didn't have a bag on his head. It was just, we were this far away. And I told him and he believed me. And then one of the nights I had the windows partially open and we're sitting here like this, and this black Doberman or some Rottweiler came running out of the darkness, and I floored it. We gotta get out of here. It almost hit the car, and I swear it had red eyes, and it was a ghost dog, and oh my gosh, that was it. So that was the legend story. But the ultimate legend story is right up ahead. We are going to take a left turn out of Oakey Lane, and we're going to go to a road called Surrey Lane. Now, Surrey Lane is known to be haunted, was known to be haunted. So here's Long Grove Road in Killdeer, and we're going to check, and we're good. And it's the next street over. We're going to take another left down Surrey Lane. And this road, I came up with the stories again. And why did I come up with the stories? Well, there's some weird stuff down this road. And I'm going back 20 years, guys. I don't know what it looks like now, but I'm going to share. The houses are probably still there, of course. But are they, one house was vacant and really weird, and another house had gargoyles. And then on the left here, there was, looks like there's some bridge work, right here. But somewhere up on the left here, there was a gravel clearing. Now, I haven't been back here. This is really fun. There was a gravel clearing, I don't know why, like a turnaround, and it didn't go anywhere. And there was a little tiny tree growing out of the middle of it. Let me see if I can, it appears to be gone. Maybe it was up here on the left. There was a little tiny tree growing out of it. And I said, that's the Jonathan tree. And I think it was right here, guys. See where this dead tree is? I think it was here. And I said, a little boy who ran away from home named Jonathan. And he, hold on a second. That's the sensor going off of the car. Okay. Too close to the weeds. And he said, he came here and he was walking down the street and he stood there, and there used to be an evil house there, and it got sucked into the ground and it went down, 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 and disappeared, and all those evil people got sucked in. And there Jonathan stood, and he shouldn't have stood there, and he got sucked down, but he had such a good soul, he came back up as a little tree. Now, so every time we drive, we go by here, there's the Jonathan tree. So quite an imagination this Carlson guy had. Now here on the right, now I just remember this was this marsh you could see forever. And I would say, there's a ghost, look, floating. I had some legend, I can't remember, but this was kind of the ghost marsh, I called it. And there would be ghosts floating across low. You can't really see them. Stand up, get up, look up, and Danny and the kids. Now, I brought all the kids back here, Kyle and Nathan. They're all like they're trying to see above the cattails. I said, they're just above, you gotta go. And of course, when they look, he went down. I can't see it. I don't know where he went. So, wait, here it is. This is it, this weird, it must be like a fire lane. This is it, guys. I don't know if you can see this. This is where the Jonathan tree was. I'll pull in a little bit. So yeah, hold on a second. Let me take the phone off. I'm gonna back up and then you can see. I mean, it's just like a little gravel deal, but it's okay, Cody. See that? There's nothing nothing to it really. So yeah, so that, but the little tree is gone. The little Jonathan tree, he got sucked back down. So Cody's getting all excited. The slower you go, she gets all wound up. And then, okay, so it's okay. No. I'm gonna roll the window down for her. Then you can look out. She can look out the window. So up ahead here are like 3 or 4 houses that are really, a couple of them are really weird. Now today, I'm sure this is 20 years later. Oh my gosh, yep, that one's gone. Okay, so the house on the left, I'm gonna have to close the window, guys. Of course, got a lawnmower going. Here, come here. All right, so this house on the left, I'm gonna take the camera and show you guys. All right, this house had gargoyles on it. Right up there, and they're gone now. But they had, oh, it looks like they're renovating this house. They had gargoyles all over. And then in the trees, some weird gargoyles. Just like, so that was the gargoyle house. And that was just a place we would see, you know, just kind of a spooky deal, right? And then on the right here, I'm gonna point the camera over. You can see that little guest house. That was here, but it looks like they built this newly renovated, big time home. So they tore this weird vacant house. It looked like a 60s house. It was just weird. And it was always vacant when we were here. Just the strangest thing. All right, then the climax, the biggest part of the story is the Dracula house. Do you see straight ahead? Can you see? That is the Dracula house. And we're not gonna go in, but we're gonna pull right there. See that? Now, the story was, okay, Cody's going nuts here. Okay, you can look out the window. All right, so there it is, the Dracula house. And what we determined, what I said was that there were vampires that lived in there, and those vampires would only come out at night. And in the basement were the coffins. And of course, we only came here during the day. We never came at night. And I said, you don't come here at night. You never come here at night. Why? Because the vampires come out. Well, kids, you know, we were doing this, and the kids were getting older. Now Kyle, my oldest son, I think he was 13, Kyle, and Willie, who's a cousin, and it's Halloween, and we had the big parties, right? The family would come over, and those two were laughing. I was telling the story. We don't go at night. Take us to the Dracula house. Take us to Old Man McGregor's. I'll take you to Old Man McGregor's, but we're not going to You can't go to the Dracula house at night because they're out. You're full of beans and blah. And they started laughing at me, 13, 14. They weren't like little kids. I said, okay, let's go. I will take you. And you're going to regret this. So we come down, and Jonathan Tree and the ghost side, the ghost marsh, and they're like, they're like, they didn't see anything, but they're like getting a little tense, not talking very much. They're not laughing. So we get all the way down here. It's dark, and I pull up and I go, there it is. And the gates were open. I go, the gates are open. They must be up. I told you not to go. Now I had it in 4-wheel drive. It was October 30th. I don't remember the year. And there was a little snow on the ground and ice. It was very cold that year. So I'm backing out, and I'm in panic mode, and they are tense. And then all of a sudden I slam on the brakes. It's icy. It's cold, and I'm like, and I'm going like this, and I'm jamming. I'm doing this, and the car's going up and down. It's got us. It's got us. I'm screaming. And it said the hands, the vines, they're under the car, and the pulling, and I'm doing this whole forward backward thing, like, you know, we're stuck. We can't do anything. and they're screaming. These teenagers are screaming. And I'm like, all of a sudden I break free. And I'm like, we're out of here. Let's go. And they were crying. Yes, I'm telling everybody, there were tears in the eyes of Willie and Kyle. And I will never let them forget it for the rest of their lives. So that is the story. That's just a couple of the stories. I'm sure there's others I'll remember, but even though it's July, I happen to be here. I thought I would show you the place where it all happened here in Killdeer, Illinois. So happy Halloween, and we're gonna have a great month. Some good stories. So stay tuned.